Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is Jamie Dawn, your professional psychic advisor, success coach, and evolutionary revolutionary. Today happens to be Sunday, December 1st, 2019. Rabbit. It is hard to believe that this is the last month of the decade. And not only that, we've got some big news that is happening for us in the sky this week in particular as Jupiter moves into Capricorn tomorrow. And this is the we'll say more of the beginning of the Capricorn canoodling that's going to be happening in January. And my dear friend Normandy Ellis and I did a webinar talking about that on the astrological and numerological basis. But I'm going to keep talking about it in these videos because we have so much energy happening at any moment and any given time. And that's a big theme is time right now. We're really being asked to allow time to work us and as well as us being able to work with time. Thank you, Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn's going to be moving out of Capricorn this next year, setting us up for the Aquarius energy. But I'm not going to talk about that just yet because really, I want to stay focused on Jupiter moving into Capricorn tomorrow. And there's a few other things that are going to be happening as well as we've got Venus and Mars that are going to be sextiling each other, which creates some really beautiful energy in and of itself. But another thing that I want to point out is we're going to have Venus and Jupiter, Jupiter applying a little bit of energy into a Venus and South Node canoodling that's going to be happening this week as well. So in let's just sort of break it down in what some of us can be expecting, maybe all of us, because we know it's all relative based on our current situation, our perception, our interpretation, and our experiences that we're having. So as you're watching these videos, and thank you for your support, thank you for your comments and your feedback, remember that in order for it to become more personalized, we want to look at your natal chart and where the planets are transiting in your life right now. So for instance, we have Jupiter, a planet of expansion, of hope and optimism, of overindulgence if we're not careful, but blessings and good luck and fortune, now leaving its home sign of Sagittarius. Today's its last day. And so we have this critical point, this 29-degree astrologically, that we get to maybe finish out all of these hopes and these dreams and these wishes that we're wanting to fulfill. And Jupiter is just feeling so at home here that we can maybe energize this last minute before it goes into its fall position in Capricorn. Now, when Jupiter's in a fall position, Jupiter being this big planet of expansion, doesn't necessarily mean that Jupiter won't still be offering opportunities and blessings. It just means that it's feeling a little more restricted, which in some ways I would like to use this concept of restriction being more of self-discipline. Jupiter's forced to be more self-disciplined, which I feel is very complementary to what we're going to be having happening for us in the next couple of months and years even. And so with Jupiter in its fall position in Capricorn, Capricorn is saying, hey, I have ambitions and I need to achieve things and I need to stop talking and start doing. This is a great year to roll up your sleeves and get the work done. We have been planting seeds all year long. We've been, dreaming big and making wishes and hopes and all of these things. And now 2020 is going to say, it's time to get her done, you know? And so when Jupiter is in Capricorn and the self-discipline comes in, what better support do we have when an opportunity shows up, when we have decisions to make, when it's stop talking and start doing, that we don't overdo it? Because the opposite of, or the shadow, should I say, of Jupiter is overindulgence and maybe doing things too much. And so we restrict or we use self-discipline to be able to maybe be more discerning. Maybe we learn how to take our time, knowing that if you take the cake out of the oven too soon, it will fall flat. Or if you're looking at it from a Capricorn standpoint, if you're building a structure and we've been laying this foundation, but you can't build the building in 2 days, or it may not have the integrity that it needs. And that's the other piece that 2020 is going to offer to us is integrity. If we have been doing the things that are beneficial to ourselves and to others, if we have been ethical in the way that we have dealt with ourselves and others and our businesses and all of that, then there can be rewards. There can be benefits that happen. Those that have been dealing with things unethically will start to see things crumble. We'll start to see the shaking and the cracking in the foundation and the walls and all of that, and the structure won't be able to stand. So we will start to get a taste of that starting tomorrow. The early degrees of Capricorn are going to be feeling it. So you can look at your natal chart and see where your early degrees, your 0 to 10 degrees of Capricorn in your chart may be. We all have it. The next thing I want to mention is this canoodling of Venus in the South Node. South Node is our past. It is the things that we are familiar with, that we do very naturally. And that South Node in Capricorn has a tendency to be a suffering person or going to situations where we can play. We do this hard work and we take it all on ourselves and we're so responsible and we feel as though we're going to have to do it. If we want it done right, we're going to have to be the ones to do it. And Venus canoodling with that South Node may bring up some of those situations from the past. It may offer situations in the present that say, hey, yeah, you could do it yourself, but remember, you can attract the help. I was playing with this word help a little bit ago because I've been the me do it kid most of my life, you know? And also in that phrase, I was a tomboy growing up, so here I was, the girl who was trying to keep up with the guys, and I was like, anything you can do, I can do better. Let's go. Come on, let's mix it up, right? And so I had a lot of resistance around this word help because it made me feel like I was a helpless child or a helpless little girl or the damsel in distress that needed saving or whatever. And so I started to really look at this word and how I might be able to be more gentle, more authentic with it. And also, I'm a helper. I love helping people, but I can rob others of the opportunity to offer their help when I'm resistant to being open to receive it. And I certainly don't want to do that. So I started playing with this word help and I came up with an acronym and and this is what is assisting me in working with it. Help is H is hearts and hands, E expressing, L love, and P is oh, I just lost it. Uh, uh, it's hearts and hands expressing love's potential. I had to say it all together. So it's potential. So P was potential. And so I'm looking at that saying, what is it that I'm trying to do when I am being helpful? I'm trying to express my love. And it's my heart and my hands that are expressing this love. And so if I can do that for others, why can't I allow that to come back to me and see others as trying to express love's potential to me as well? And so I offer that to you is that as we are continuing to work with the energy of this week, we may be faced with even some situations from the past, people from our past coming back. Um, triggers of conversations from the past, wounds that may be popping up because we're going to have a square with Jupiter and Chiron going on. As Jupiter enters into the early degrees of Capricorn, it's squaring off to Chiron this week, which may open up some wounds for us. But remember that these squares that bring tension can be like the pressure applied to coal that creates the diamond. And this is where the sweet spot comes in. And with Venus canoodling with that South Node, there could be some really great potential for love to express itself through our hearts and our hands. So help is here, help is on the way. The other thing that I just want to point out with this week in particular is that when we have a sextile like Venus and Mars, there's this beautiful cosmic lover potential happening. This is a great time for those of you who are either single or bonded, doesn't matter, but a relationship dynamics should show up easy. It should have this sex appeal to it. It should have this fun, flirty time. As we lead into a full moon in Gemini next week on the 11th, we're setting ourselves up for getting out and mingling and Christmas parties and holiday parties and, spending time with family and friends. But remember, too, this can also be a lonely time for those of us who may be missing loved ones that aren't here, or may be alone at this time and don't have family nearby, or have that beloved that our hearts are craving to connect with. And so compassion is going to come in extremely strongly in the next year. Jupiter in Capricorn is going to help us achieve great compassion if we're willing to be self disciplined enough to be open to receive. It sounds like a juxtaposition or an oxymoron, if you will, when we're talking about self discipline and compassion at the same time. But because we think of compassion being so encompassing and it doesn't see boundaries, it's actually a very Piscean benefit and quality. However, Capricorn has this great potential for compassion because it knows how to work hard. It knows what it needs in order to achieve its greatest heights. And so the invitation here is that we can achieve these great heights and we can do these wonderful things. And instead of us stepping on each other's necks and backs to get to the next level, maybe we can link arms and we can say, hey, I'll climb this level and then I'll lift you up so that you can climb that next level. And then you pull me up. And suddenly we've got this whole link of beautiful human beings achieving something for a common goal. I feel that we could have a taste this week of what teamwork feels like, collaboration, conversation. This is what can help bring us together in a really powerful and unique way. I just want to encourage us. Yeah, we're being set up for a big transformational time. 1518, time of the Reformation, Martin Luther, when he posted up his thesis, yeah, that happened with the Saturn and Pluto uh, Capricorn energy. And we're facing that kind of time again. But we're different people, we're different society, our issues are different, and yet we're the same. So let's choose to do it differently. Let's learn and manifest the realities that we are really trying to create. Because at the end of the day, if you notice how we have totally gone away from, certain groups and labels and things like that, we're trying to get more into the we are all human mentality, which is perfect for all the Aquarian energy that we're going to be experiencing in the next few years. We are in the age of Aquarius, and this is about us as humans contributing to humanity's goodness, to the benefit of each other, to help ease the suffering of all sentient beings. Let that be our prayer as we continue to move through this week. So, when you're faced with something from the past, when you are feeling that you have to be more disciplined, more structured, more focused on certain things, good, do it. But don't forget about each other. Use my acronym HELP if it resonates with you. Hearts and hands expressing love's potential. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to these videos. I am so excited. I am going to have a little debut on radio at 12 Radio in December, on December 23rd. I will be co-hosting with Jenny. And I don't know what, I honestly have no idea what 2020 yet is going to bring for me personally. I have some planning that I'll be doing in December, but I'm waiting for Spirit to really speak to me. But in the meantime, I'll keep you guys posted. That's one of the reasons I want to try and keep doing these videos for you. If they do resonate, please let me know. And I so appreciate you. Have a wonderful week. Let me know how Jupiter continues to bless you, and we will talk soon. You can find me at jamiedawn.com, 12listen.com. Take care, everybody.